Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and today I'm going to be checking out the new Starspawn update for Idle Heroes, answering some questions that a lot of people probably haven't even thought to ask in the first place. First things first, how is this going to affect free-to-play players? Because that's going to be something really important you need to consider, whether you're a budget player, free-to-play, even spenders, to be honest. I think this big Starspawn update is going to affect you as well. You might be wondering why. Well, it's going to change your priority in resources, at least for some of you anyway. There were arguments about what's best to focus on when it comes to building Starspawns. Well, I do think that this is going to change that, or at least bring you onto one side of the argument if you weren't there already. As well, we're also going to be checking out the different formulas that you need. If you didn't know, we're merging together Starspawns to create new ones, so that's really important too. So let's hop right in and answer some of those important questions. Here we go. So, here we are in the void, and we have, of course, the galactic tree. Now, take a look real quick at my Starspawns, and you'll see that I have rather a large collection. In fact, I have every single Starspawn in the game. Now, several of them are level 140, and when you do get them to 140, you can enter this place here, which I'm really disappointed that the devs have made the text overlap. It just looks trash. Like, come on, guys. I know that you don't necessarily play this game in English, but at least test how it looks in all languages, please. DH games, so silly. Anyway, we enter this place called the Star Energy Integration, where you can go ahead and merge Starspawns who, if you take a look, are max level. So a max level Starspawn, which is very important because you might be wondering, what is max level? Well, it's level 140. So the first thing we're going to test here is, can you do this free to play? So I'm going to spend some of my gems, which is for your sake, so that you don't have to go and do this yourself. And I'm going to go ahead and reset this Starspawn right here. So as you can see, he's totally gone down to level 1, which means now if I re-enter this place, he is not going to appear in the incubation menu. So that's first of all something you need to know. Next, of course, if I level him up, I'll be able to turbo through all of this, and let's see if he could do anything at level 100. And you might be wondering what's so significant about level 100? Well, level 100 is the highest level you can get to using Starspawn cores that are available to players as free-to-play players, or at least the most easily accessible ones that you can go ahead and get from the Void Arc. Unfortunately, trying to go higher than level 100 requires red and orange Starspawn cores, or you may know them better as Starspawn Core 5s and Starspawn Core 6s. So you do need to go and get them to build your Starspawn higher than level 100. So there you go, I just used green ones here, and that's going to take him up to level 100. Now this is not max level, so if I go into here, he does not appear on this menu. So this means that if you want to take advantage of this update, you as a player will need to prioritize getting Starspawn Core 6s and Starspawn Core 5s. As well, a lot of free-to-play players just focus on getting Starspawn Core 5s because you get more of them, so can get more levels when you buy them. So they think, oh yeah, I'll just go and upgrade everybody to the highest I can with the red ones. Now that was a decision that was done by a lot of players to get all their Starspawns to level 120. But unfortunately, that's not good enough. You need to get to 140. So now I think free-to-play players, if you weren't already, you need to be prioritizing a mixture of red and orange Starspawn cores to get your hero to level 140 so that your Starspawn can go ahead and be used in this incubation menu. So that's really, really important. So let's go finish leveling up this mage guy so I can show you just exactly how this works. So to break 100, you need to use a red one. To carry on, again, 5 more red ones. And then again, 110 is 5 more. So you need a total of 20 of the red cores to go ahead and get yourself to 120. And then you need 20 of the orange ones to break through here as well. So that's 5 there, another 5 here. And then you're going to need 2 lots of 5 once again. So there's 5 to get to 135. So it's 20 reds and 20 oranges. And that's quite expensive. It's quite hard to do. So you have to get those from Imp's Adventure and from the campaign loot drop. That specific event gives you the best way to gain these things, and using universal crystals to pick them up is the best thing you can do. A lot of people choose to prioritize artifacts and flags with their universal crystals, but I think definitely Starspawns, especially if you're a free-to-play player, should be your focus. Anyway, this integration place allows you to mix 2 of your Starspawns, but it only works with certain combinations. So the combinations that you need to know are the following ones. The Spirit of Twilight will combine with the Spirit of Splendor to make a Starspawn who gives holy damage and crowd control immunity. The Spirit of Valor will combine with this one here, the Spirit of Honor, and that will bring you a Starspawn that gives you block and armor. So in my opinion, one of the weaker ones you could go for. A lot of people's favorite is to use the Spirit of Transcendence and combine that with the Ranger, the Spirit of Freedom, and that's going to give you all damage dealt and precision. So that's going to maximize your damage, especially in things like Star Expedition. So that's a pretty good choice for people that want to prioritize big damage numbers. The next really strong one is to use the Spirit of Wisdom and combine that along with the Spirit of Further, and that's going to give you attack and control immunity offset. So that's really good for a hero like Jara or Aspen who really wants to CC your opponents. Next, you can go ahead and use the Spirit of Coldblood, which is the Assassin Starspawn, in conjunction with the Spirit of Wraith, which is the Shadow one. That's going to give you a new Starspawn that gives you armor break and crit. Finally, one of the other really strong ones is to use the Spirit of Nature with the Spirit of Prayer. That's the Priest and Forest ones, and that's going to give you a whopping HP and damage reduction bonus. So that's good for tank builds. So all of those are really good. I think some of them are not as strong as others. So in my opinion, the one that gives crit and armor break isn't as good as the others. Neither is the block and armor one. Although block and armor are good for defenses and will work nicely with Seer Who, so I think that's going to help late game players or even end game players who are really maximizing Seer Who style teams. But for a lot of people, I don't think you're going to be using that strategy, so it's not that important. I think most people should focus on combining the Spirit of Transcendence with the Spirit of Freedom to get the one that gives all damage dealt and precision, or if you're like me and want to prioritize crowd control, go with the Spirit of Wisdom and mix that with the attack one to go ahead and give you some much needed attack and crowd control immunity offset. On top of that, though, you could just go ahead and do the Spirit of Nature and the Spirit of Prayer to get the one that gives a lot of defenses, because defenses are good as well. In fact, if your heroes are dying in Star Expedition, that might be really useful. Either way, I'm going to go to the integration and I'm going to put in the Spirit of Wisdom, this guy right here, with the Spirit of Further. We're going to go ahead and add to that a egg, so that you need eggs to go ahead and do this, and we're going to confirm. And as you can see, this is basically just ticking on over. I'm going to accelerate it for you so you can see what happens. And as you see, oh, I'm unlucky. I didn't get myself a Starspawn. Some people will be able to go and do that enough times, and eventually, like normal Starspawns, when it gets to 15, you can go ahead and congratulations, you'll get yourself the fancy new Starspawn. So it doesn't happen straight away. Unfortunately, it's slow. But hey, it happens, and there's a chance that you could get yourself the glorious, powerful Starspawns. There's no point spending tons of gems on this. I know one thing that you're going to see whales do, and I really recommend that you don't do this, is they'll go ahead into, I think it's the cool events, the daily packs, and they'll buy void eggs from here, and also from the weekly packages, or is it the monthly ones? Yeah, it's the monthly packs. You can get 7 void eggs from here as well, and then you can go ahead and also get a void selection resource chest, which can actually give you these Starspawn cores and Stellar Shards. So you might find some whales absolutely just turbo this out, but I don't recommend that you go ahead and do that, because it's just a lot of money to go and do something which you're going to get naturally. You know, it's just important to make sure you got 15 heroes going into the Void Arc. You're just doing this as you should, hunting down eggs, and if you're lucky, getting a ton of rewards in the process. So yeah, good luck to everybody. I hope that you do manage to get yourself some really strong Starspawns from this. One thing that should be noted is if you don't get the formula correct, so you just merge 2 Starspawns that don't work together, you'll just randomly get yourself one of the new Starspawns, these glorious Starspawns, by random, just based on the egg that you put in. So yeah, if you're just looking to randomly generate a Starspawn, you don't really care what you get, and you don't really have a matching combination of Starspawns at level 140, then yeah, you could go ahead and just pop 2 random ones in and hope you get lucky. But you then don't control what you could end up with. Should people focus on this as new players? Probably not. I think you need to wait until you've unlocked every single Starspawn before you go ahead and chase this, or at least most of the good ones. Do make sure you've got the good ones like attack and HP. Obviously, the Transcendent Starspawn's really good, holy damage, and the Assassin one's great. The Spirit of Wisdom is really good. There's a lot of Starspawns you want to pick up before you want to go and integrate Starspawns, because do remember, integrating Starspawns will consume your eggs, and I promise you, you will be able to open eggs faster than you get eggs, right? Your eggs will be the limiting factor in how many integrations you can go ahead and do. And should you, as a player, start prioritizing getting Starspawn Core 6s? Yes, you really should be getting at least 2 Starspawns to level 140, rather than just buying a load of Starspawn Core 5s and just maxing everyone to 120. So yeah, really important thing I think the free-to-play players will need to be doing, as well as budget and spenders. Of course, make sure you're getting those things in. The limiting factor for most people is never these, though. It's normally actually just your standard Starspawn cores, because they're really annoying, right? Getting yourself enough Starspawn Core 1, 2, 3, and 4 is also rather tricky. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you guys are struggling picking up the right Starspawns for your account, or even just getting enough Starspawn cores, because it is an absolute pain. So yeah, good luck to everybody with this update. I hope this was just a quick one, letting you know the combinations that you need, and of course what these new Starspawns will do. It's going to take a while before we actually get them integrated into our accounts, but of course with time it will be something you can enjoy. Early players, less so, because it will take time to establish this. Good luck with this, everybody. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course, happy idling.